find it being an Ansan Greeners player?
I'm happy to be here. I mean, it's a different country and different continent, but so far so good.
Yeah. How are you adapting to life in Korea?
I mean, like it's going fast. I mean, like the life is different. Like for me, like in America and the Netherlands, it's different. Like not everybody speak English, but I mean,
Yeah, well, I've been doing my research. I've seen that you've scored 11 goals in the Jupiler League. Is that how you pronounce it? So how does it compare, the K2 division, to the second tier of Dutch football?
like I think in the Dutch soccer is like more like soccer, like more passing and stuff. But, like the physical is not that high like in the Korean league, and we play more long balls in the K2, and like compared with the Dutch league, like they play more soccer and like more pressing instead of sitting back, and yeah, I think that's the only difference.
And how about your time spent in the United Soccer League for Bethlehem Steel?
Yes, I went to America. Like, my goal was like to play for the Philadelphia Union, and that didn't work out because like a lot was going on like with international spots. Like, you have a lot of rules in America, and like, and yeah, I went there for 2 years. I was young, and like a lot of people was like, "Well, why did you go to America like at a young age?" And I mean, like, end of the day, like I have more experience, like it helped me a lot, but like if I like think about it, like wasn't that smart, like to go outside of the Netherlands, but like I was in a situation like home, like like that was really personal for me, and I had to leave the Netherlands, and I did that, and I mean the 2 years in America was great. I learned a lot, and yeah, I don't know, like life can go fast, and like now I'm in Asia, so.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's it's strange how things work out, but sometimes for the better. Certainly for Ansan Greeners. I'm looking here at career highlights in terms of on an international level. You've represented your country. What was that like? 3 times now, right?
Yeah, I was 19. I remember I was playing for Tina Ciudad, and like the season was almost done, and yeah, I had an invitation to the Liberian squad, and like it was in the summer. So like I heard it later, like the invitation came maybe a month earlier, but I didn't know. So like the director of my former club was like, "Oh, you have an invitation of the Liberian squad." I was like, "Really?" I didn't know what to say. I was like, I said I had dreams to play for the Netherlands. I was like, okay, but I have a lot of talent in the Netherlands, so like nothing is better like to play for your own country. And like I spoke with my family, and they were like, why not? And yeah, I went there. We're in Ghana for 2 weeks, like for like a pre-camp before the Togo game. And then we were there 2 weeks. The 2 weeks went fine, and I played good in friendly matches. And the coach was like, I'll put you in the 18 against Togo, against Emmanuel Adebayor. Like it was a hell of an experience. Like I went to Togo, we traveled there, and like I made my debut like that game, and I met Emmanuel Adebayor, and he came to me and was like, "You're such a great player. Like never give up. You're such a young player, and I'll keep following you." And then yeah, since that day they've been calling me up. I played in big games against Ivory Coast, against Jervio, and all them. So like yeah, for me it's a big experience. I'm still young, so.
No, that's. I'm quite jealous, to be honest. Okay, so who would you, if you were to name one footballing idol, who would you say that is?
Since young, Drogba.
Drogba.
Yeah.
Okay. You're a Chelsea fan.
I'm a Chelsea fan.
That
Yeah.
pains me. I'm a Liverpool fan. This guy's Everton. So.
I'm a Chelsea fan.
Yeah. So, in terms of when you were growing up, he was the guy you looked up to. You wanted to be a striker.
Always
Since watching.
yes. I was watching like I don't know. I mean like can you remember the game Chelsea against Barca? Like when the referee like had a bad game and Iniesta scored in the last minute.
Dying moments, right? Yeah.
That broke my heart.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, if we get back to Ansan a little bit, what are your goals and targets for the season?
Before I came here and my first day here, I spoke with the coaches and like I have an agent here, like Park, a Korean agent, and like he speaks English very well. And we had a meeting and we translated everything, like what the coach wanted, and like they had big expectations of me. And like the main goal for the team this year is like to make the playoffs, especially like last year was a bad season for them. Like being I think the ninth place, and then yeah, hopefully like this year is going so far so good. I mean, yeah, I think we're in the top three now still, and yeah, for me the main goal is like to help the team to make the playoffs, and I think we can do that with this team.
Yeah, certainly. I think it's achievable this season. And just a question about your youth. What made you first interested in football?
I mean, I was like 3 years old. I can remember 3, 4 years old, I think. But I have two older brothers, and they play soccer too. Like, and I mean, for Liberians, like there's only one sport, and that's like only soccer. And I mean, I grew up like watching soccer. My dad was a goalkeeper, and my two older brothers always played soccer. And like in my neighborhood, like everyone in my neighborhood is like a soccer player, and that's the only thing I knew. Like besides school, is soccer, 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 soccer. And I mean, I'm thankful, like you know, I'm healthy and I can do the stuff that I like.
Yeah, no, that's you're living the dream, to be honest. I read that you spent time in Ajax Youth Academy.
Yes, I did. I was first I was playing for Valu Utrecht. There's like a little team like in my neighborhood. Like I still went there in the off season, and like now I got like pictures everywhere of the wall of me and stuff like that's why I like started playing soccer, and I went there and people were still nice to me, and I trained there a lot for myself like in the preseason. I started there like as a young kid, and I mean if I think about it, like my dad still blames me because like that time like a lot of teams wanted me FC Utrecht, PSV, Ajax, and like basically I already signed with FC Utrecht like a pre-contract, not like you're getting paid, but like as a youngster, like I mean, in the Netherlands, like you can sign an agreement that you will play in the youth academy like the next year.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did it with FC Utrecht, but then Ajax came, and yeah, everyone know Ajax is one of the biggest clubs in the Netherlands, and that changed my mind. And I went to Ajax, and I mean, like as a boy, it was very difficult. Like I couldn't concentrate at school and stuff like that. Like because like for me in my house, like it wasn't like I can come home to my house and my parents are like, "Oh, how was school?" You know, ask me stuff. So like, and I was a bad boy, not gonna lie about that. So like, and I thought like, "Oh, I play for Ajax, and so I'm better than you guys." You know, my mentality was like different, and it was like tough for me to make that change through the year. And then like, I got kicked out of school when I was like 12, 13 years old, and the one rule I still remember what Ajax was like for a young kid is like first school and then soccer. That was like the one rule for them, and then yeah, I mean I got kicked out of school, and I mean this time around April, Ajax already told me you're a great talented kid, but like you can't continue with you, and I already knew that before like the end of the year meetings came. So like I mean yeah, for me like I didn't know what to do. Like I was lost. Like I wanted to give up on my dreams, and then after Ajax, I went to RKC Waalwijk. That was like that time they playing Jupiler League now, but that time it was like a first division team, and I went to the youth, and like everything went well, but I was like 13, 14 years old, and I had to travel. Like I didn't have like my dad was not around, so like he went to Africa maybe for 5 years. Like we didn't have no contact, and like we didn't have the money that time. Like my mom, like it was difficult for us. She didn't have a car and all that. So like I went through a lot as a young kid, and I think because of that, like I'm matured too on a young age. Like so I had to travel every time, like from Utrecht, the place I lived, to Waalwijk. There was like you had to take the train and then the bus and then another bus too, like to go to the training. And I was like 13, 14 years old traveling by myself, and like it was tough. You know,
Yeah.
it was very tough. Like sometimes I go with the train and I don't eat like on the road. Like it was tough. But the thing is, like my friends there, like the parents, they took care of me. That was not the problem. Like sometimes, but like it was very tough. But like for me, it was like I gave up, and like I said, like back in the days, like I was a difficult boy. Like I couldn't concentrate. Like if things didn't go well, I just wanted to give up. I didn't care anymore. So yeah, that didn't work out either. And then yeah, I dropped down like from professional. I mean, like from a professional youth team, I went all the way back to SV Feyenoord, and I had a guy there from Walsum. Still remember his name, and he was like, "You're such a talented kid, and you can still make it. Like, never give up on your dreams." And like that time, wanted to go to Elinkwijk, and Elinkwijk was like in mine. In my neighborhood, like the city I live in Utrecht, there was like the best amateur club, like to make a step to a professional club. And they said, you're a very talented kid, but we don't want you because your behavior is not good. Like I started crying and crying, so that's why I went to aspirations. I went there and yeah, that guy from Boston, like, was 14, 15 years old. He took me like one age up with bigger guys, like not around my age. I played with like guys older than me, and he said like you're good enough to play with us, and I mean it went well. And the year after that, I went to Elenwijk, end of the day. And I went to Elenwijk the first year, and I went to Elenwijk, and they were like, "Oh, you're not good enough. Like after this year, you have to find a new club." And like after that, I didn't want to go to school anymore. I just wanted to give up with soccer. And then like one guy, like I had like from my, I knew him from my first amateur club before I went to Ajax, and he came to the club. He was like, "How can you guys send this guy away? Like, don't you guys see it? Like he's very talented." And then the club, like they sat with each other and like talked about me, and they were like, "Okay, we'll give him a chance." And we went to a tournament. I think it was a 16 tournament, and I went to that tournament and I scored 8 goals. And they were like, "Nah, we can never like let this guy go." And then after that, yeah, I played for Elenwijk. I think in the 14, I think like for 3 years, and I went to Almere City. Almere City was like, yeah, like a professional team. And I went there to the youth team. So I meet the coach, old national team player Peter van Vossen. I came there and he was like, "Oh, you're very good. Like I want you on my team next year." And I came in his team and he teach me a lot. He teach me a lot. And then I didn't play that year as much. And he was like, "There's a guy better than you and older than you now. So like you have to be patient." I was being patient. And then the next year, like I started playing. And then Michel Creek was my coach. I played a lot, and then I scored a lot of goals, and then the year after that, I was not a youth player anymore, so I had to go professional. And so like I came in a difficult situation. I had to pick a team. Like a lot of teams were interested, and then like my own team, Almere City, they wanted to sign me, but like the thing was like I didn't want to play for the B team, like the second team. So I wanted to play like in the Jupiler League, like the first division team. And then like the nicest thing was like my old coach Peter van Vossen, who like brought me to Almere City. He became a head coach for like a Jupiler League team. So that was Fortuna Sittard. And he was like, and he called me on the phone, and he was like, and like that guy is so straight. He was like my first year, I didn't have an official professional contract. So he was like, "We're not giving you a professional contract. You're like, you will not earn money, but I will give you the chance. I will give you my word." And yeah, that's what I did. Like I played a whole year, like with no money, with no income. Like life was still difficult for me, but he gave me the chance. Like I'm still grateful for that. And I mean, I was 18 years old, and that year I became 19. I mean, I played like 40 games. I think I played in the Dutch. I played in the Dutch Cup, and yeah, he gave me like a stage for me just to perform there. And I'm still grateful. And then after that, he left. And I left, I went to another club. Like there were a lot of stuff going on with Fortuna Sittard as a club, and it's still going on. A beautiful club, but like the things inside of the club, like not
Politics.
yeah, a lot of politics. And then yeah, I came to FC Os, and then FC Os. That's what I said. Like I came in a situation, like my personal situation with the club, and they were like they really wanted me there because I had a two-year deal with an option. And they were like, "You're such a good player, but like you have to figure these things out first, like in your personal life." And then the director gave me a chance. It was like, "I think it's better for you to just to go to a different country and just like let everything go and focus on yourself instead of like worrying about your own family members and then soccer." And yeah, that's what I did, and that's why I went to America, and I had 2 great years in America, and now I'm here. So
Yeah, so it's all looking forwards instead of backwards. That leads on to the next question quite nicely. If it wasn't for professional football, what career do you think you would have took up?
Still today, I really don't know. Like, if it wasn't soccer, like I keep asking myself that every day. Like, if I don't have soccer, what would I be doing now? Because like, I mean, I'm a smart guy, but like, school is not for me. Like, I went to school, but like I was just the joker in the class, you know. Like I would get homework, I would not do my homework, but I know like I can be like book smart, but like the strength to like continue to keep doing it, that was like difficult for me. So like I'm grateful like that I'm just, like I said, I'm healthy and I can do like something what I like.
So with regards to sport, is there any other sporting pursuits that you took up as a kid?
I don't know. Like I like boxing, like kickboxing. Like a lot of friends of mine, like they professional kickboxing, fight for the glory and stuff. And that's like a big company in America, like for like young kickboxers, like to show their talents. I like that. At high school, I love badminton, tennis, and that's it.
Yeah, it's a racket sports. And this question's a bit left of field, but considering we were thinking you're from Liberia, so there's a unique situation there where Georgie Weah, ex-footballer, is the president. Would you ever consider a career in politics post-football?
I really don't know because like when I was there, I asked him that too. I was like, when you were playing soccer, did you ever think about like being like in something in the government or something like that? And he was like, no, never. And then it was like he told me like in life you never know what will come on your path. So like, you know, so it was like stay open for everything.
Yeah. Never say never,
Never
basically.
say never. Yeah.
And this isn't to rub any salt in the wounds because there's no Netherlands, there's no Liberia in the World Cup this year. So who will you be rooting for in Russia in the summer?
I think most likely an African team.
Yeah.
So yeah, as a Dutch supporter, we can support Germany.
Yes.
That's not a good thing, even though they're a good team. But I think an African team for sure.
Okay. And again, another tough question. In terms of football on a global scale, who do you think is the best player in the world at the moment?
For me, I think Cristiano Ronaldo.
He edges Messi, in your opinion?
Like I had this discussion with a lot of friends. Messi is a great talent. Like he has something like you will never ever see, I think, in decades. But for me, Cristiano Ronaldo, what he has and like where he got, that's like for me the same mindset. Like he went through a lot, and he don't drink alcohol. He have no tattoos. I don't do the same things either. So like for me, it's a little bit unfair, but like I look up to him more than Messi. Maybe that's why like I think he's the best player for me in my eyes. They both great players, you know, and everybody have his own opinion. But for me, it's Cristiano Ronaldo.
I suppose because he's more of a traditional centre forward, and that's the role
Yeah.
I'm currently playing. Yeah, that's great. Well, this question you touched on briefly. Who is the best manager that you've played under in your career?
My best manager. I think Peter van Vossen. Yeah, I have to give it to him.
Okay. And you were saying you played against the likes of Adebayor, Javinho, great names. So who would you say is the best player, if I was to ask, that you played against?
Yeah, I think Javinho.
Javinho, yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Again, I think you're biased towards attackers. This is the strikers' union right here, right? And the highlight of your career to date, what would you say that would be?
Highlight. I think that still has to come.
Yeah.
I believe that still has to come. I'm still young. I played a lot of professional games from a young age, but I'm proud of it. But like, I think I'm not there yet where I want to be. So I think, like in soccer, you can never give up on your dreams. You never know. Like I know a lot of friends. They were like working in a post office, and now they play at the highest league. And yeah, I still believe in myself, so I think my best highlight still has to come.
Okay. That's it, I think. We're done.
Is that a wrap?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, well,
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.